Good evening, everyone, and welcome into this week's edition of the Bullring. I'm your host, Derek Diesner, and during the next 30 minutes, we'll break down the week that was in Matador athletics. During tonight's show, we'll meet with head football coach Tom Minnick. We'll also sit down with head women and men's soccer coach Kenny Dale and head volleyball coach Jason Smith. Right now, it's time for us to take our first break here on the Bullring, but when we come back, it's time to talk Matador football with head coach Tom Minnick. That's coming up next, right here on the Bullring.
I'm Chelsea. I'm from Florida. I'm a psych major.
I'm Alejandra. I'm from Yuma, Arizona. I'm a biology major.
I am Arizona Western.
I am Arizona Western.
Get the credits in half the time. Log on to azwestern.edu/fall to register.
Welcome back into the Bullring, everyone. Derek Diesner back with you, and it's time now to talk Matador football. And with that, we welcome in head coach Tom Minnick. Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're here on Veterans Memorial Stadium, right on the field, after a fantastic game. I mean, what a back and forth battle this was with Eastern Arizona. We know that they're a tough team to defend and play against. You had a whole new defensive game plan. How do you think the defense played here this evening?
The defense played pretty well. I mean, we didn't give up a score the first half. You know, the defense didn't. It was all special teams, a bad snap and then a kick return for a touchdown. So defense played pretty well. It was just, you know, it's always the little things with us, you know, snow game and this game. This game was an ugly game, you know, some penalties, you know, again, not playing very smart. You know, a couple of our guys can't figure out. We had to pull a lineman out because he couldn't fit. I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, I'm scratching my head. My blood pressure's up because I can't figure out what the heck they're thinking.
And this was a very physical game. We saw a lot of players come off the field needing help on your sideline especially.
Yeah, we got 3 on crutches right now, and that's not good. I mean, because we got a small football team, you know, as far as numbers-wise. So, but this game's always been that way. There's always people coming off the field at this game. So it was a great physical game. We're happy to get out with a win. But you know, we got a lot of work to do still. I mean, we got to have guys figure some stuff out and do things right.
Coach, you led this game 24-14 going into that fourth quarter, and Eastern starts putting some points on the board. How shocked were you that they were able to get that field goal off to tie the game and force overtime as time expired?
We're going to watch film and see if they did get it off. I don't know if they did or not. It didn't look like some of the guys were set. So, you know, they counted it, so it counted. So as long as we won the game, I mean, that's the most important thing. But I'd like to see that play and see if they did get it off.
It seemed like there were a handful of plays that maybe didn't go in your favor call-wise from the referees, and yet this team was still able to dig deep, dig down, and still come away with this victory and play hard.
Yeah, it seems like that happens quite a lot. I don't know why, but it does. You know, give credit to our kids. They buckled down and finished and did a great job there at the end, you know, and got the W, and that's what it's all about. It didn't matter if you went in overtime or by 1 point. It's you know, it's the W counts.
Now you'll have a week to prepare for the Phoenix College Bears, another road game, but after that you're back at home 4-2. What kind of problems might the Bears present?
Well, I mean, haven't watched them a whole lot yet, so, you know, it's, you know, they're a scrappy team. You know, they're 0-3 right now with a bye. You know, they're preparing for us. It seems like, and it is the truth that everybody that we play has a bye before we play them, so it's just that much harder for us because they got 2 weeks to prepare for us, and we only have a week. So, you know, that's kind of funny how that happened, but, you know, they're 0-3, they're scratched, and they want to try to knock us off. You know, there's a 3-way tie for first place right now. And as far as I know right now, I don't know the other scores, but, you know, we just got to keep battling, you know, and overcome some of these injuries, and kids got to step up and play, and just got to get better. I mean, we're not there yet. We're struggling. We got a good football team. I know we do. It's just the fact that we're not playing very smart right now.
15th in the rankings right now. You'll probably move up after this victory. How surprised were you, though, earlier in the day, Scottsdale goes up to Snow and comes away with a 6-point win?
I was the only one on the coaching staff that picked it, so I wasn't surprised at all. I thought they would. If you can keep the kid in the pocket, you can win, and I think they did that for the most part. I heard it went down to the end. They were on the 3-yard line and didn't score, so it went down to the end just kind of like this one did. So, you got to show up and play each and every day. Scottsdale goes up there on the road and is up 34-7, and then they come roaring back. So every time you step on the field, no matter who you're playing against, you got to be prepared to win. You just can't walk out there and win a game in college football. And every win, as a coach, it's tough. It's tough to come by. So you got to cherish every win you get, no matter who it's against. So we're going to do that, and then hopefully prepare well next week for Phoenix.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for your time. Congrats on the victory, and best of luck next week at Phoenix.
Thank you, and just want to say it is Derek's last time, and I appreciate everything you've done for us and for the Matador Athletic Association and stuff like that. It's been great to have you. I'm sorry to see you leaving.
Thank you very much, Coach. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
All right, that was head coach Tom Minnick here on the Bullring. We'll be back with more right after this.
I'm Daniel. I'm from Yuma, Arizona. I'm a computer science major. I am Arizona Western.
You still have time to register for late start classes at Arizona Western College. Get the credits in half the time. Log on to azwestern.edu/fall to register.
911, do you have an emergency?
Yeah, a big semi truck that plowed into another one on I-10 in the middle of a dust storm. I smell gas everywhere. You can't see anything because of the blowing dust.
Okay, is anybody hurt?
I can't even get out of my truck to see. I mean, it went dark, and the next thing you know, you hear boom.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome back, everyone, into the Bullring. Derek Diesner back with you, and I'm now joined by head Lady Matador volleyball coach Jason Smith. Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
Always great to be here.
Now, between last week and this week, the rankings came out. You were ranked 4th in the nation. Couple of tough games. You fall down to 10th, but you're still up there in the poll. You had to be pretty pleased with your positioning.
Absolutely. I mean, we knew we would fall a little bit, losing a couple of the matches up in Salt Lake, and then losing to Central on the first night. That's going to hurt you. But we've rebounded and we've played well. We're still in the top 10. We just have to win what's in front of us, and we'll climb. We could climb back up a little bit, and it all is. The only really thing that matters is that seeding if we're lucky enough to make it to nationals. In
that tournament in Salt Lake City, you really played a lot of tough competition, some stiff competition. One of those that really sticks out, Snow College. And I noticed in the most recent poll, they're, I believe, 8th. They're in the top 10 up there. I mean, what does that kind of do for your team as a measuring stick, knowing you played them, you took on both of the Idaho schools? Tough competition, but you played close to all of them.
Well, yeah, the match with Snow was probably the closest match I've been in. Went 5. We lost 27-25 in the second and 37-35 in the fourth. And they're actually ranked number 9, right? One spot ahead of us, just exactly probably where they should be. One spot ahead of us, and that's good. I mean, that we have some sort of a measuring stick. I believe Western Wyoming is at number 6. We beat them, so we know that what we can do. CSI, the time that we played CSI was a poorly timed situation for us. Just playing that was the 4th match in 2 days, and just the short bench, that was going to be really rough on us. But we know right now there's 3 teams that we've already played that are ranked ahead of us, and we know that we're right with them. We feel pretty good about where we're at right now if we can get healthy.
Now let's take a look back at the week that was for your squad, and just one game this past week, but a tough one. You had to make that travel north to take on Yavapai College. Normally a tough place to play, and normally when you go up there, it goes all 5. This time, a different story.
Yeah, we just came out and played. That was what I really like about this team. I don't have to do a whole lot of motivation with them. They're just ready to go every game. We've had some shaky practices, but when it comes down for a game, they're ready to go. And we jumped out to an early 9-2 lead against Yavapai and sailed pretty well through there. It was a little bit shaky in game 3, but we got it done in 3. It was one of those matches that travel the day of the match. I mean, I was nervous going up there with all the flooding that's happened in Arizona, and we left earlier than I probably would have liked to have left, just in case we got slowed up anywhere. So, there's a lot of distractions for a coach there, and then it's just really good to see the team come out and play so well.
Now, once again, your squad was without one of your stars in Maria Del Mar Guzman Franco. But how pleased were you with your team's performance, knowing you came out of there with a 3-0 victory and you were missing your star?
Yeah, like I said, it's never good to have your All-American sitting on the bench doing stats in Spanish, and that's what she was doing. It's just amazing to watch when she is in the game. Everybody in the conference knows her, and they just follow her, and it opens everybody else up, even when we don't set her. So the way our team played was just fantastic. The essence of volleyball, the fundamentals, serving, passing, and defense was just so much better than the other side of the court. And that's what we've done all year. We've played our fundamentals really well. And, the hitters got into the act, and Gabby Diaz had an off night, but an off night for her is only hitting 290 instead of 500. So.
Pretty impressive, and one name that really sticks out in that Yavapai game, Zaylin Miller. It seemed like she was all over the court.
Yeah, she was. She's just done an outstanding job of taking the game plan and turning it into points for the Matadors, and that's exactly what we're asking players to do. She hit 500, 12 kills, 1 error on 22 swings. That's just an amazing night, because you can hit 500 when you only get 6 sets, but she didn't do that. She took 22 swings. She led the team in digs. I know Yavapai was serving her at the beginning. They realized that wasn't going to work because she passed well, and then they started serving others. But, she's just done such an outstanding job. She came in last year as a role player. As we recruited her, we said, your first year you'll be a role player, and if you can make some adjustments and improvements, you'll be able to play for us. And she's started every match so far, every match but one this year, and just really done a great job. I'm really proud of her.
Final question for you, Coach. You'll take a little bit more than a week off now until you get back to game action. If you could talk a little bit about what this team will be doing in that downtime leading up to your next game, which I believe is on the 24th, and also talk about the schedule you have coming out of this break.
What we do is we give them a 3-day break right now, and that's really important. With we have a lot of players dinged up, and then we've had a lot of players actually miss matches. Tamani Simmons will hopefully be ready to play on Monday when we go back to practice, and hopefully Maria Del Mar Guzman Franco is ready to go again. But then after that, what we do is we start to pick different things that we're not doing well in a few different given areas, and we go through. Every day we'll do, like on Monday we'll do an individual practice, and then Tuesday we'll do a team practice. Wednesday an individual practice, and Thursday a team practice. Okay. And then we'll hit Friday and start to make some other, decisions. But what happens is we can really start to try to improve 3 different areas of our game. And now that we have this kind of a break in the season, I think we're going to get a lot better. And then coming back, we play South Mountain, who's obviously riding high. They're undefeated within the conference. I like our matchup with them. And then we play Yavapai here at home. And that'll be great just to get another home match. And it's another 3-week area. After that week, we have Glendale at home, Mesa away, Eastern Arizona away. And then the next week we play Eastern and Pima away. And then October 11th, we're all done with travel until we go to nationals, that is.
Yeah. I like the spirit there. Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time. Congrats on the victory, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was head coach Jason Smith of the Lady Matador volleyball team. It's time for us to take a break, but we'll be back with more next, right here on the Bullring.
I am Clarissa Hernandez. I am from Yuma, Arizona. I am a nursing major. I am Arizona Western.
It's not too late to sign up for classes at Arizona Western College. Log on to azwestern.edu/fall to register for late start classes.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back into the Bullring, everyone. Derek Diesner back with you. And right now, it's time to check in with the Lady Matador and Matador soccer teams. And with that, we welcome in head coach Kenny Dale. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Great to be here, Daryl. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, Kenny, let's talk about the women's soccer team first. They've been busy this past week, and it started on Monday. You had to travel across the state to Douglas to take on a tough Cochise team, and the weather wasn't playing any favors for your team that day.
It was a bad weather day. It took the bus forever to get there. We had a 30-minute delay because of weather. But when we got there was a window of opportunity. Their weather wasn't, at the campus, their weather wasn't too bad. Elsewhere in Cochise County, it was terrible. Obviously, there were some tragedies in Phoenix. But we kept plowing through the weather and got there about 2:45 and delayed the start by 30 minutes, and then we're able to get the game in. It was wet, but playable.
How was the field conditions? Were the players saying anything to you about it?
The field was kind of heavy. The grass was thick anyway, thicker than we're used to, and it was wet. So it was a little bit muddy in certain places near the edges. And that made, really the impact is on the players' fitness level. So a lot of our players were more tired than they normally would be.
Now your team still doesn't have a loss yet in that record. They're undefeated in that sense. How big was it to come away with a tie there in Cochise? Obviously you'd like the win, but they're a tough opponent.
They're very good. They're near the top of the league, and they have a great tradition. And it was okay to get a tie. We would have liked to get a win, but they're a good team. And the weather was very challenging for us. It was challenging for them, but it's their place, and they're more used to it. So we weren't thrilled with the tie, but if you can get a point on the road, it's something you take.
Now, the road trip continued for your team this week. On Thursday, you traveled up to the Phoenix area to take on Chandler Gilbert, and another close game there, but you guys come out on top, 1-0.
1-0, that was kind of our theme. We were a little tired of 1-1 ties and overtime games, so the girls were excited that we won 1-0, almost more than if we'd won 4 or 5-0, because it showed we were able to compete in that tight finish.
Right.
It was 1-0. It was nip and tuck right down to the very end. They had a lot of corners in the last 5 minutes, but we were able to hold on, and Brianna Silvera played outstanding in goal to preserve the shutout and get us the win.
Now, you finished off your week at Gateway, but let's talk about the week coming up. You finally returned back home to host the Phoenix College Bears before heading back out on the road. But how great will it be for this team to be able to play in front of their home fans again?
The home fans are outstanding, and we're really looking forward to getting off the road for at least one game. We have a heavy road schedule in the beginning. The bad news is it's very taxing on the athletes. It's very tiring and difficult. The good news is if we do well in the first round, we know we've got all those teams coming to us, in the second half of the season. But we're excited to get home and play Phoenix College on Thursday. They're obviously a quality opponent. We lost to them last year, so I think we split with them last year officially. But good team, and they'll provide a good contest for us on Thursday.
Now, the rankings came out this past week for the women's side, and again, AWC not in those rankings yet, but you have to figure sooner or later they're going to show up there. But looking at the rankings, only one ACC/AC team got in there, and that was Pima. Were you a little surprised by that?
Probably a little bit. I'm not a big rankings guy, so that may be my responsibility that I haven't sent something in or followed up with something. To be honest, I'm not really into the rankings situation. It's nice if you can get up there, but it depends on the perception of your program by others. So I would like to be in the rankings if we've earned that, but if not, then we'll just keep playing the best we can every week.
Now switching over to the men's side, let's talk about the Matador men's soccer team. They were in action this week at Chandler Gilbert, and you guys got a victory there. At the half, you were down 1-0, but the men struck for 3 goals there in the second half.
Our men did. It was really a gut check game for us. I think when we look back on the season, these last 2 games, Yavapai and Chandler are going to be the turning point. I think they've started to figure out a lot of things. We've been trying to get through to them. They played very, very hard. We were down 1-0 after 1 minute, and we were down 1-0 at halftime. But in the second half, we even the last part of the first half, we just kept playing. Our play was at a really high level. So even though we were down 1-0, we weren't too disappointed with the way the game was going.
Right.
And then in the second half, Jesus Felix came on, and he's a workhorse, and he just worked and worked, and he got a couple of goals. Keon got one, and we were able to skate out of there with a 3-1 win. It was a really good game for our players psychologically, because we already are at 1-4 in the conference, and we have to come from behind, and we're on the road, and we managed to do it. So I was really impressed with our players. Probably that's the best we've played until the next game. That's all we've told them is we want to be better tomorrow than we are today, and better today than we were yesterday. And if we can keep that trend going, I think we'll have a really successful season despite our start.
Now, this team is very different from the team we saw last year. How has the sophomore leadership been, and are the guys starting to gel a little bit better? Is there anyone that's kind of taking control of the team and trying to be that team leader?
I think it's a lot better this year. Our sophomores there are a lot of team meetings that are shorter, that are maybe more positive. They'll meet individually for 5 minutes after every game instead of waiting 2 weeks and then having a big powwow, at the end. So I think the leadership has been good, and the contributions of all the sophomores have been at a team level rather than an individual level. So I'm pleased with that, and the effort and the consistency is coming there. They're getting together. Gelling is the perfect word. They're getting together right at the time we need them to when we go into the stretch toward the middle and late part of the season.
It's definitely good to hear. Now, this week concluded with the road game at Gateway, and now looking at this week, the men will come home as well to take on Phoenix after being on the road for a while. So again, that's got to be pleasing for you and the players to know that they can come play on their home turf in front of their home fans, because we've had some great turnouts so far, and it's been really loud at that AWC soccer field.
The home fans are great. Our men's team has a lot of local players, just like our women's team, so they bring their friends and family. And it's great to play at home. Phoenix is the defending champions of the conference, so they'll be very, very good. And so it's a good challenge for us, and I like the fact that we get them at home before playing them at their place. With all of our road games, it's nice to get home and get at least one at home.
All right. Well, Kenny, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this week, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Darren.
All right. That was head coach Kenny Dale here on the Bullring. We're going to take a break, but we'll be back with more right after this.
I'm Brianna. I'm from North Carolina. I'm a massage therapist major. I am Arizona Western.
AWC's flexible scheduling offers 8 and 12-week classes. Log on to azwestern.edu/fall to register. The career you've always wanted may be just months away. Just a few classes could take you to the next level in your job. Take a look at Arizona Western College's Career in a Year program. Earn your certificate in a variety of programs in 12 to 18 months, sometimes less. Programs include Certified Nursing Assistant, Public Safety, Logistics, Computer Information Systems, Auto Mechanics, Early Childhood Education, and more. Pick a career with strong job growth that ignites your passion. It's time to invest in yourself. azwestern.edu/career.
Welcome back into the Bullring, everyone. Derek Diesner back with you, and a big thank you to all of our coaches who joined us on this evening's episode. Head football coach Tom Minnick, head women's and men's soccer coach Kenny Dale, as well as head volleyball coach Jason Smith. Well, as you heard earlier in the show with Tom Minnick, this will be my final Bullring as I am leaving Arizona Western College, but I hope I'm leaving it in good hands. We'll take a break from the Bullring, but we'll be back in a few weeks with a new host So stay tuned for that. It's been a pleasure working with all of our coaches and everyone on this AWC TV crew. And I also want to thank you, the fans, and everybody involved in our Matador Athletic Association for welcoming me into your family. Into your house as well. I will always be a Matador at heart, and I have enjoyed my year here at AWC, and I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast and Bullring, as well as the many press releases as well. It's time now to take a look back at some of the best and worst times here on the Bullring. Thanks again, fans. You've been tuned in to the Bullring. I want to see that. You guys need to make a blooper reel of all the crazy outtakes we've had this year.
We got a lot of them.
You guys already have them?
I've saved a few.
Beautiful. Good. I can't wait to see it at the end of the year. That's what our final episode of the Bullring should be. All the crazy outtakes.
Okay.
I can't wait to see the bloopers. Let's see if I get it on the first take or if I find a way to screw it up. All right, can everyone be quiet for 5 freaking minutes? Trying to film the Bullring here as they prepare for fall ball in later. Why? Just stick to what I said earlier. It's Nikki Bethurum from the Lady Matador softball team. What, did I say it wrong? Yeah. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. We move on. Soccer had their playoff games, and the volleyball team closed out their regular season. We'll talk all about that and more right after this on the Bullring, but first, we'll sit down with head football coach Tom Minnick. Officer fell. I think I had a bug crawling up my leg during that. On this field, right now. Talk. Speak English. Man. I'm running on less than 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Oh yeah. Giddy up. All right, I'm going to get this. I hate messing up. Man, I said Bullring a bunch to close that out. Whatever, it's good branding. Sexual healing. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. Hit your SAP button right now if you'd like the Bullring in Espanol. And we'll see you next week right back here on the Bullring. Did I say her name right? And during tonight's show, we'll take you... man, come on. Whew. It's preseason for me too, I guess. This week's episode, but a couple of... why is it always the last one? The close I always mess up on, every time. Every time. We'll have a sign right there that... damn it, why can't I talk? Come on, man. All right. And then... it's the puppy's fault on the Bullring. Finally! Jeez! Oh, baby. Thank you, my one viewer. Thank you. Come on, get this, get it. All right, here we go. Oh, man! You have got to be kidding me. Oh my God, get in. Get in the hoop. That was terrible. Ay, ay, ay. Not even close. Yes! Woo! It only took 20 tries. And that's a wrap. You. See this, when you're rolling credits, you could have me just driving around on this.